NATO warned that giving in to Vladimir Putin could spark nuclear WW3 conflict. Vladimir Putin warned against Western troops helping Ukraine, but an expert said that inaction could lead to nuclear conflict. NATO giving in to Vladimir Putin's nuclear threats could spark a devastating war with Russia, an expert has claimed. Bowing to Putin's nuclear blackmail will make nuclear war more likely, warned Peter Dickinson, editor of the Atlantic Council's Ukraine Alert Service, in response to Vladimir Putin's recent nuclear threats amid the Ukraine crisis. During his annual State of the Nation address on February 29, Putin escalated tensions by suggesting that any deployment of Western troops to Ukraine could lead to nuclear conflict, potentially resulting in the devastation of civilization. "We have all the tools for this that no one else can boast of having," he declared. "We won't boast about it, we will use them if needed, and I want everyone to know that. We have already taken all the decisions on this." This latest statement marks a continuation of Putin's pattern of nuclear threats. Since the onset of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine over 2 years ago, Putin's warnings escalated following Russia's defeat in the Battle of Kyiv in March 2022, where he hinted at the readiness to use nuclear weapons in response to Western support for Ukraine. While Ukraine has refused to be intimidated by Putin's nuclear blackmail, the same cannot be said for the West, Dickinson wrote in his report. He added, "Putin's thinly veiled threats may appear crude and primitive, but there can be little doubt that they have been instrumental in fueling the crippling fear of escalation that has plagued Western decision-making ever since the first days of the invasion. This has led to the disastrously slow delivery of military aid to Ukraine and the outright denial of weapons systems that could have set the stage for a Ukrainian victory. This reluctance to confront Russian aggression has not gone unnoticed by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, who has identified Western hesitancy as a significant obstacle to Ukraine's war effort. Zelensky's concerns extend beyond Ukraine, warning of broader implications if Western nations continue to succumb to Putin's nuclear intimidation tactics. Dickinson warned of the urgent need for Western leaders to stand firm against Putin's nuclear intimidation tactics. Succumbing to such pressure not only emboldens authoritarian regimes but also raises the specter of nuclear conflict, posing an existential threat to international peace and security, he claimed. If the mere suggestion of a possible nuclear escalation is enough to deter the West from preventing Russia's takeover of Ukraine, Putin will inevitably employ the same tactics against other countries, Dickinson explained. Putin is already openly portraying the current invasion as a sacred mission to reclaim historically Russian lands, with more than a dozen other countries also potentially qualifying as historically Russian. It is all too easy to image further invasions in the coming years accompanied by more of Putin's thinly veiled nuclear threats.